crisp autumn morning, nestled deep in the dense woods of Ashford Hollow, an 8-year-old boy named Ethan Calloway vanished without a trace. Ethan had been camping with his family in a remote area, celebrating his birthday with a weekend of hiking and storytelling by the fire. It was meant to be a joyous escape from their busy suburban lives, but the weekend turned into a haunting nightmare. It began early Saturday when Ethan begged his parents to let him explore the nearby creek with his older sister, Emma. Reluctantly, his parents agreed, setting a strict boundary of staying within sight of the campsite. As the children wandered off, their laughter echoed through the trees, carrying a sense of innocence that would soon be shattered. Emma, distracted by a peculiar bird perched high in the canopy, turned her attention away from Ethan for just a moment. When she looked back, he was gone. No sound, no movement, only the rustle of leaves in the gentle breeze. Panic set in as she called his name, her voice breaking the stillness of the forest. There was no response. The family's search began immediately, but the woods seemed to swallow their cries for Ethan whole. Hours turned into a blur of desperate shouting and frantic pacing. By the time the sun dipped below the horizon, the family's hope began to waver. They called the authorities, and soon the quiet forest was flooded with search parties and K-9 units. Despite the resources deployed, there was no sign of Ethan. What's more unsettling were the few clues that surfaced. Deep in the forest, searchers found one of Ethan's boots sitting perfectly upright in the middle of a clearing. The area was undisturbed, as if the boot had been carefully placed there. Nearby, they found a line of small stones arranged in a spiral pattern, a pattern no one could explain. Witnesses from neighboring campsites began coming forward with chilling accounts. One man claimed he'd seen a shadowy figure lurking near the creek earlier that morning. Another swore he heard a child's laughter echoing in the distance hours after Ethan's disappearance, though it sounded off, almost distorted. Days turned into weeks, and still, no sign of Ethan emerged. His parents clung to hope, but the growing number of strange findings only deepened the mystery. Hikers began reporting eerie encounters in the area, footprints appearing in muddy trails that led nowhere, whispers in the trees with no visible source, and the faint sound of a boy's voice calling for help, a voice that seemed to drift away as soon as anyone approached. The most unsettling discovery came nearly a month later. A park ranger patrolling the area stumbled upon Ethan's backpack hanging from a low branch. Inside was his favorite stuffed animal and a note written in a childlike scrawl. "I'm safe. Don't look for me." The handwriting matched Ethan's, but the message left investigators with more questions than answers. How could he have written it? Who placed it there? And why? To this day, Ethan's disappearance remains unsolved. Locals avoid the woods of Ashford Hollow, whispering of a presence that lingers in the shadows. Some say the forest took Ethan, while others believe he's still out there, calling for help in a voice no one dares to follow.